Tangerine Tango. That's the name. It's not the latest dance craze or any popular mixed drink. No, this is the latest color to be named the 2012 Color of the Year by Pantone. Now, Denise Willard is the owner of Decor by Denise. She's here today. She's going to show us some of the best ways that we can use this hot hue in our homes.
Yes.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Tangerine Tango. Did I get it right? Reverse.
It's okay, it's all good.
Anyway, who picks these colors as the hot color of this? And who is this Pantone group?
They're a national, or an international actually, authority on color, and they basically every year at the end of the year they put a stake in the ground and say this is going to be the hottest color next year, and they do all kinds of research and various things to figure out why that is, and what the latest trends are going to be, etc. And they follow fashion, and they also follow home furnishings, and so the combination of those worlds, when they come together, that's where they see where we're going. They also look at the
you're saying that what we see on the runway in terms of color might filter down into home decor color?
It always does.
Really?
And last year, like all the spring collections were showing all these vibrant colors, and Tangerine was heavily forecasted and shown in those collections. And so typically the home furnishings follows like 6 months to a year behind. So you're starting to see that now is starting to fall out into the home furnishings area.
How do you feel about the hot orange?
I love it.
Yeah?
I went to UVA, University of Virginia, and orange and blue are our colors, so I love the orange. But I don't know that I definitely want that in my home, but I think there are ways to incorporate it into your home and make it work where you don't have to go so crazy with it.
That's a good point, not going so crazy with the orange. Oh, it's an orange tone, right?
It's
a hot orange tone. Let's take a look at some of the pictures you brought.
Okay.
The first comes from the runway, doesn't it?
Yes, the first one is Oscar de la Renta, and this is a more vibrant tangerine than some of the ones that we're going to show you later. It's a little bit richer and deeper, but isn't that stunning? I love that skirt, but you have to be very, very thin to wear it. But this is just showing how one example of how this color was infused in all the spring lines last year in forecasting for this year, and how then this color wave gets pushed out into the home furnishings area.
All right, do we have a look at how it's in the home now?
Yes, there's some accessories that I brought, like a sort of a snapshot of lots of different accessories for the home, and they cover everything from the gamut from, as you can see, the hot orange chair to the vase to candles, pillows, and the color itself is actually up there in the far left corner. And there's just so many variations of this color out there that you can really take and incorporate into your home.
Yeah, get a shade that you like
yes.
of the tangerine.
Yes.
Yeah, now it's probably easier not to change your whole color scheme, right? I mean, you've got your maybe basic colored couches or chairs and wall colors, and you can, as you said, here we're showing the tangerine used in a specific way.
Right. This is one of the easiest ways to incorporate really any color into your home, which is where you take something very neutral and you just add pops. So here they've added some nice orange throws to give it a little pop without going crazy. So you don't have to go and paint all your walls orange, but you can still incorporate the hue and enjoy it without having to go too expensive, go and spend a lot of money, and also without having to commit too much to it. Here they've actually committed in a more bold way to the color and added blue. Like I mentioned before, the navy and the orange work really nicely together because they're opposites on the color wheel. So in this little kids room, they've decided to go a little bit bolder and add the navy, which is a great way to complement the orange.
Now, the orange, I guess, is just the headboards here.
But
it's not as bright of a hue as what we saw in the earlier pictures.
Right.
So this almost looks like a wood tone to me.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want too much orange in a bedroom because it is a warm tone, so that the little pop they've got here is just enough.
Just enough?
It's not a good color for a bedroom in general, like in terms of a large swath of color. So.
The horizontal lines, I love that. That's a very bold look, isn't it?
It is, and the white is nice because it breaks up all the navy. If that were just a navy wall, it would be too dark, and it would make the room much more cavernous. So.
Yeah. Okay, other than, so navy would work? They're saying navy works with the tangerine.
Yes.
Are there other colors that might work with it as well?
Yes, there's two others that I wanted to show you today. One is turquoise, which I wouldn't normally think of, and most people wouldn't normally think of, but as you can see in this case, they've paired this really interesting wallpaper with the turquoise drapes and also that pop of turquoise in the lamp, and look how pretty that looks together. It's very, very interesting and fun and vibrant, and yet it all works. So.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't turquoise and orange, aren't they pretty much opposite on the color wheel?
Well, the navy is, but the turquoise is a close second, so it does work. And then this is another example of a great hue that's also very popular right now, which is gray. Gray is like the new neutral. Everybody's using it, they love it, but gray can also become very depressing and very sort of not very fun to look at.
And kind of cold.
Yeah, very cold. So it's a great way to warm up gray by adding this orange. And as you can see here, they've added the pops in the artwork and also the pillows, and it really does work and make that room much more lively than it would be with just the gray colors.
Beautiful. I like that. Now, how do your clients feel about pops of orange? Do you have people that either love it or hate it? I mean, are they fall into two different categories?
They do. I think a lot of people are much more willing to try it on a smaller scale. Just like any other color that's a major trend, a lot of people don't want to be too trendy. So they're more than willing to try things on a smaller scale with a few things here and there, but not going, we're not painting whole rooms orange by any means. So it's just little swaths of color here and there.
And what's great about it is since you haven't committed a lot of expense to change up a pillow here or there,
right,
you can change it out when the next hot color comes down the pipe into something else,
which
right?
there always is another one,
yeah,
right? So it gives you much more flexibility, and you don't have to feel like you've committed so much with money and resources to this color. And then the next year when something else is hot and new and different, you can just get rid of those accessories and move on.
So could you go to that Pantone website or book and right now and look up to see what's coming down the pike for the next color? Or how fast do the forecasts come about?
It usually takes about 6 months into the year. You'll start seeing people predicting. And there are some predictions out there, but I tend to shy away from them until we get a little bit farther down the path. It also ties into with the economy. So part of the reason you're seeing all the vibrant colors coming back is because people are more hopeful that the economy is turning around and they want brighter colors in their life as a result. And so that also plays into it. So I always give it about 6 months into the year and start looking.
Well, I'm all for a brighter forecast.
Me too.
Let's hope they're right about that.
We want warm weather, yes.
We do. Thanks so much.
Thank
Denise
you.
Willard, Decor by Denise. Check it out. Thanks so much for joining us. And still to come here on Let's Talk Live, more and more people are deciding to go under the knife. Why is plastic surgery on the rise? We'll get those details for you just a little bit later. And check out our blog. It's tbd.com. Enter in the keywords Let's Talk Live. We'll be right back.